afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WWIIB Hong Kong, China. We welcome you to the 2026 IIHF Ice Hockey Women's World Championship Division 2, Group B. My name is Scott Yang, and alongside with Nathan Gove. Is that the right name?
Yeah, that's correct.
We'll be commentating the game for you guys, and this is the second game and also the second last game of the tournament. This is going to be one of the most important games, more important games of today, Ukraine versus Lithuania. This game, the girls are going to be playing for the second place finish or a silver medal. They're in second and third place right now, as we saw in the standings earlier. Ukraine is slightly edging out Lithuania in terms of standings just by goals differential. These two teams have both won 3 games with 9 points. The winner of this game will win the silver medal. These teams can only finish as high as second, and they cannot drop any lower than third. The referees are the officiating crew today as the referee from Switzerland, Karin Williner, and linespersons Amy Cagers from the Netherlands and Felicity Monroe from the Great Britain. First to enter the ice is the favorite for today's game, Ukraine. Ukraine finished third last year, the bronze medalist, and surely want to be better than last year. They had a heartbreaking loss to Hong Kong. Losing to Hong Kong means they are not going to be promoted to Division 2A next season and had to settle for something less. And seeing the way they've played, I think they will surely want the silver medal here. And entering the rink in their traditional yellow jerseys is Lithuania. This team gaining promotion just last season from Division 3A, the surprise of the tournament for sure. We were expected to fight for their lives in this division, and now they are fighting for a silver medal. And regardless of the results for this game, they will go home with some silverware. It's just the color of the medals they're bringing home. Is it going to be silver or bronze for these young Lithuanians? Either color would have been an overachievement for them. Expected every single expectation on them. And leading this team is number 10, Clara Mula. Clara Mula, the director of a hockey academy in Canada, with links with a lot of players in this tournament, including Yan Yuan playing for Hong Kong, China, and there were a couple more which I do not remember from just off my head. And these two teams are going to be fighting for the silver medal. Ukraine, they have had very, very good goaltending from Bilte Beltsin. As for Lithuania, they've also had great goaltending from Juliana Vilhan. We'll see if Lithuania will send their backup goalie, or will Vilhan continue to play this important game that's going to decide the silver medal and bronze medal. And there's this saying, the silver medal is won and the bronze medal is lost. That is often not the case for round robin tournaments, but in this case, it is going to be a silver medal won and a bronze medal lost. Players to note for Ukraine, number 12, Valeria Manchak, the superstar of the team, the world boxing champion, and also the head of director of a renowned hockey academy in Canada. Coach and student relationship between Manchak and a lot of players here. And as for Lithuania, number 10, Clara Mueller, is going to be the attention of focus on the Ukrainian team. 3 periods of non-contact ice hockey between these two teams. Ukraine in their traditional blue uniform and Lithuania in yellow. And in net for Ukraine, it seems to be their backup goalie, Anna Karkivska. We've seen Anna Karkivska in one of the previous games. A little small on size, just 5'1" or 1.55 meters tall, but relatively young member of the team. Here comes Lithuania, number 18, Rugire Stirnaitė, the second top scoring forward for Lithuania after number 10, Clara Müller. Kirichenko, number 2. Not a very high-paced start to the game, but Ukraine taking it easy. Nestorenko setting it in, steered aside by the goalie, number 25, still Vilte Belichikaite.
Puck just there, head off into the Lithuania's side there. Nothing much to see, but these teams both pretty aggressive here on the start. We're about less than a minute in, and they're doing pretty great. So let's see how they go off. Scott, back to you.
Great chatting with this young man right next to me, Nathan Gold. That's her name, Gold. Nathan Goff, the name, a young and upcoming goaltender here in Hong Kong. The local resident here in Discovery Bay. And great to see people like him coming out, volunteering to help out at the tournament. And other than Nathan, there's a lot more players and people around. Face off in the Lithuanian zone. Under a minute and a half played. Quite a slow start to the game. The normally high-powered Ukrainian team taking it a little easier to start this game. Surely, as the teams become more desperate later on in the game, we'll see the pace being picked up. And of course, the fatigue issue for these teams. Do remember these ladies been playing a lot of hockey over the past 7 days. In 7 days, this is the 5th game. And on game days, they do have a practice. And on their off days, they also have practices. So they really don't have much of a break in between for most of the teams. And do watch out for the sloppy changes. Some of the teams here are still not really gotten used to the benches here.
Just a little bit of an icing there for the far side of Ukraine to get down to the Lithuania zone, and now the refs will bring it back to Ukraine for a face-off.
Facing up in the Ukrainian zone, Ukrainian goalie Anna Kharkivska hasn't been really tested it until just now. What a good pad save on the right pads, and her team giving her all the encouragement with words of praises and cheers and applause. Here is Clara Müller. Ukraine, number 22, Sofia Couture. Couture really had increased her ice time around the 3rd game of the tournament. It has to be the good, solid defensive play that earned her more ice time from the coach. Here it is, Ukraine. That's an onside call. Good call by the linesperson, and a great save by the goalie. For 16:45 remaining in the opening period. Ukraine keeping the puck in the attacking zone. 4 players bunched up in on the corner along the blue line. Players golfed down. And no calls by the referee, and we have a whistle right here. Still no call, no goals early on in the game. Ukraine still figuring out this Lithuanian team. Ukraine with a very, very solid roster, great depth. They have 3 solid lines available for head coach Yevgeny Alipov to run, and that's a great save by the goalie. Here's another shot. Here's Kirichenko with a long shot through traffic. This one deflected. Palmed down by number 2, Yaroslavchuk. Picked up by Kirichenko, sends it back down. Manchak almost gets it. Now here's Zimerenko. Zimerenko tries to feed it back to Manchak. Not the most accurate passes of all, but here's another shot, near side. Puck ended up behind in net. 15:40 to go in the opening period. Puck ended up in the Ukrainian zone, and Lithuania going forward to change as well as the Ukrainian side. Manchak going all the way in while her teammates go for a change, and now she goes for a change. Under 15.5 minutes to go. Lithuania now gets the possession. Sends it in. Stirnaitė, number 18. Goalie made a play. Tips it towards the back of the goal zone, the end zone. Gazier, number 8. Behind watching, number 10, Skorodkot. Skorodkot with the puck, corrals it, sends it to the right side. Here is Kozub. Maria Kozub to Nestorenko. Intercepted, and Muter gets it and leaves it for Stirnaitė. Stirnaitė into the slot. Tries to let up the shot. Rebound, and it's a loose puck. And it's a goal.
And so just to show you a little bit there, what happened was the puck came down at the center ice, as we see here on the replay coming up. Puck is free, going in, out, down the center, forgets to get it. Goalie hits with the left pad, she sits in it, and it goes down through the 5-hole, as we see there through the goalie. Unfortunate, but a great goal, and good job to Lithuania.
Here's another look at the shot again.
So it comes off the left pad of the goalie there and then down to the 5-hole and hits the back of the net.
1-0 Lithuania. Early start to the game. Manchak having a little chat with the referee, and he directed the referee to the attention of the Ukrainian head coach. Seems like he was his body language. What do you see the
now
head
the
coach?
the interesting thing to see here was, did one of the players get into the goalie's crease, which is what caused her to be pushed over and get that goal in there? Let's see. It does look like the player did slip the skate into the crease, pushing the goalie in, and that's kind of what made the goal in, but we'll see what the ref's dilemma is.
In this tournament, we do not have goal reviews. We can watch it on our screen all we want, but the referees cannot. And
yeah, so as you see,
play-out just resumed, and obviously the referees have talked about this and decided it's a good goal. And because we do not have the advantage of being able to watch the replay, even though we're equipped with it. But at this level, Division 2B, the referees do not, and coaches cannot challenge for a video replay. But overall, we've seen in this year, this tournament, and also in the U18 tournament 2 weeks ago, we've seen these IIHF referees doing a great job despite it being a 3-person officiating system. And being an ex-referee, I do understand the difficulty of a 3-person officiating system. It's very hard, but as long as you get the 3 officials working together as a team, then it can be even better. .37 to go, icing against Lithuania, and face-off going to be back in the Lithuanian zone. Anna Karkivska giving up the goal early on. Coach Yevgeny Alipov complained about his goalie being impeded while trying to make the save. But that is it. That complaint was quickly overruled, and it remained a solid, good goal for Lithuania. And the Lithuanians continue to impress, showing the world that they belong here in Division 2B, and perhaps, just maybe, they are worthy contenders, going to be worthy contenders next season. And with a great finish like this, regardless of a second place or a third place finish for Lithuania, they're going to have more resources pumped into the system, more time spent practicing, and I'm sure they're going to come up with an even better team next season to challenge for promotion to Division 2A. First, they need to get through Ukraine next year. They're always a great team, and they will still be a great team next season. When you look at the world rankings solely, Ukraine's the top favorites here tonight, this afternoon. Right now, the underdogs, Lithuania, even though they're so hot, they're really on the roll. Everything working very perfectly for them, especially with Clara Mueller's in puck possession. Now, nice pass with a one-timer off the goalie's pads. Great save by Karkivska. Here's another shot. This one through traffic and blocked. And here is Ukraine the other side. Lithuania going the other way. Goes off. Sends it out for Kipria and dumps it in. Clara Mueller again with a nice shot. This one blocker save. Mueller with the rebound. She gloved it down from midair. Sends it to Tuchute. Tuchute, another player playing in the North American ice hockey system. And that's how you grow as a team. Now we have Justin Vichute with a shot and touchdown by the goalie. She called for a goal. The referee waved it off. And now we have a couple of replays to show. First, a save not long ago, and then this save right here.
Basically, just to show you this replay, what ended up happening was the goalie saved the goal, right, and the ref called the whistle, as you see. Puck came back and she shot up, but the whistle was called, so no goal.
Here comes Lithuania. Bukulova coming in. Bukulova jams it through. Justin Vichute going after the puck. And now Ukraine gets it. Along the boards it is. Ukraine gets it out. Kondratyeva with the puck from behind the net. So far the first half of the opening period, Lithuania looks to be the more energetic team, but for the past couple of minutes, Ukraine has upped their energy level a bit here. Lopatina on the left side with a long shot. Ismailova, my apologies. Lithuania with the rebound, coming out from behind their own net is number 2, Dallas Vichute. Sends it in, picked up by Sofia Couture. Couture sends it up. This exchange of possessions now. We have number 21, Rastanite, sending it. This one high. But back into the neutral zone. Deep down in the Ukrainian zone with a missed pass back out into the neutral zone. The passes of Ukraine today are not connecting, and now they have a good chance catching Lithuania on a bad change onto the right side, still not connecting. And here is Petrowskaite with a long shot, this one wide. Ukraine with a puck. Moves it out. Lithuania doing a great job cutting out all the passing lanes. Frustrating the Ukrainian team in the process. Here's Mancha. Kuchute turns around, looks for Clara Mueller. Telehina. Mancha leaves it for Timerenko. Timerenko from behind the net. Looking for options here. Finds Betmetenko. Back to Timerenko. Here's Manchuk in front of the net. Sweeps aside by Lithuania. Here's a rebound shot. This one blocked. Kirichenko backhands it back behind the net. And now Lithuania is going hard for the puck on the side of the boards. Ukraine somehow keeps it in. On the other side is Kirichenko. And now we hear Lithuanian fans cheering and chanting for their team. Backhands it out. And it's going to be icing waved off. Ukrainian fans cheering for the team now. 8 minutes to go in the period. Justin Bachute sends it in. Rojan off the board. A shot from the board. Too high, and now Ukraine sends it out for a chase. Nestorenko after the puck, and a great pass by Lithuania. We talk about pass successful rates, and has to be Lithuania in the lead now. Unfortunately, we don't have that stat for you. Here's Kipria to Nestorenko. Nestorenko on the left side with now run for shot, gloved down by the goalie.
Mr. Nathan here for a review. So let's review this goal. How did it come off? She's coming back. Great glove save from the goalie in Lithuania. Great job. And that was back to the game.
7 minutes to go in the opening. Ukraine first to the puck in their own zone. An aggressive forward checking from Lithuania. Here's Ukraine with the chance. Kipria to Nestorenko with a long shot, bluffed down by the goalie. Simple save, easy save.
Back again, a little replay here of the save.
Ukrainian fans cheering on for the team again, hopefully to boost the team's performance on the ice as they are the seventh player, some will say. 6 more minutes to go. Lithuania with a 1-goal lead in this otherwise low event period. Here's Ukraine with a whipped shot, number 7. Alipova. Not the best start for Ukraine this tournament. Players looking sluggish and slow. And that's probably something the coach Yevgeny Alipov will address during the intermission. And that's Sofia Couture, and it could also be players' fatigue setting in this game. They're definitely not as sharp as they were yesterday and the days before.
Both teams very, very strong here in the first period. As we know, Ukraine, very strong team in the Hong Kong game the other day. Lithuania, the same. It's going to be interesting to see which team will be able to go in silver today.
1-0 still. Lithuania hanging on to a 1-goal lead. Vedmetenko sends it in. Lithuania chips it up and goes for a change with 5:15 to go. Manchak on the left side to Telehina. Telehina with Manchak behind her. She don't know where she is. She gets a connection with a sharp angle shot. Goalie made the save, rebounded by Manchak. Vedmetenko onto the right side with a long, big slap shot. This one blocked fearlessly by Lithuania. Now Manchak still able to keep it in the zone. Manchak now unable to get in. Leaves it for Vedmetenko. And Manchak goes in. And she takes it away in the slot. Manchak weaves her magic. This one just off the goalie. Four and a half minutes to go. Telehina. Lithuania pokes it away. Ukraine gets it. There is Ukraine and fans chanting, and there's a save.
And another great save there from the goalie off the right pad into the right corner. Again, Lithuania coming off really strong. It's going to be interesting to see where they come out on top.
The clearance attempt by Ukraine. Here is Ukraine with a chance, but oh no. Just as Ismailova was ready for a breakout, she lost her balance momentarily and had to settle for clearing the puck out. Oh, here's a great shot by Lithuania and a great save, touchdown by the goalie. 3:42 to go in the opening period. Facing off for Ukraine, Rastanite. Oh, here is Ukraine, a 3-on-1 opportunity. Number 5, Raskov. Number 5, Kipria with the chance. Unable to convert it into a shot. Here is Kazier with a shot. Rebound. Shot was through traffic. Goalie completely screened. I'm sure Nathan is the first to tell you, screen shots, goalie's haste. Nesterenko going in with a shot here. Goalie and a glove save. Battle on the side. 4 players, 5 players, pinning the puck down on the boards. Under 3 to go. Ukraine comes out with it, and we are going to have a power play to one of these teams. Going into the box. The alternate captain for Lithuania, number 21, Vaiva Rastanite. Ukraine is going to get some help with one less player to worry about on the Lithuanian zone, as there are now 1 player up. Here is Kirichenko with a shot off the leg of Klara Mura. Ukraine fans giving Ukraine players an edge here. Nice shot on net, near side, point blank range as well. 1:30 remaining in the power play. Here is Kirichenko coming in on the left side. Centering pass. Ukraine unable to keep it in the zone. A great penalty kill by Lithuania. They are the team with the go-ahead goal. Here's Manchak with speed. Look at her goal. There's speed with power, with finesse, with everything, and now leads it for number 14, Zimerenko. Timorenko from behind the net, looking for options. Kirichenko gets it, looks, back to the right wing. Kirichenko again, controlling the power play. Slap pass to the right side to Timorenko, centering pass. Goalie sliding back and forth, left and right, and eventually making the save. And we have some flare-ups in front of the goalie.
So very interesting to see here. We've got Ukraine here on the right, passes down the center. Now the goalie's looking to where she can save it. She saves it with her glove, and the Ukraine tries to really push it out of that glove, get it loose, but the goalie just hangs on, and great job to the goalie.
What a chance for Ukraine. And here's Kirichenko with another shot blocked, screen through traffic. 35 seconds to go in the power play. Ukraine showing their dominance with this power play. Kirichenko. Lithuania, you have to give credit to them being very disciplined, keeping the square formation and clearing the danger zone all the time. And now Kirichenko sneaking into the far side. Lithuania gets it, sends it down. That should do it for the power play with just 5 more seconds to go. Great penalty kill by Lithuania. The underdogs, the giant killer this tournament, brought down some real giants. And now they're facing Ukraine. Here is Ukraine with a shot, this one deflected. Rebound by Lithuania, but they're unable to get it out. Pressure from Ukraine. The good news for Lithuania, just 20 more seconds or so to go in the period. All they have to do is to kill off the 20 seconds and they will end the period in with a lead. Now here's Couture with a long shot, this one blocked. And also screened, the goalie having all sorts of trouble seeing where the puck was from. That's a good job from Ukraine, and certainly Lithuanian coach Moras Balchukonis will have to find a way to deal with the Ukraine attacks and the players crowding up in front of their own goalie in Pelichenkaite. We'll take a break here. When we're back, period number 2. Welcome back to the second period of this game between Ukraine and Lithuania. One period is done. Lithuania leading the game by a score of 1-0. And the first period, after one period, shots on goals 8-7 in favor of Ukraine, and just one lone penalty was against Lithuania, and no power play goals being scored so far. And with us, it's Nathan Goff, local upcoming young goaltender, son of my good friend Greg Golf. If he's watching, shout out to him. And Nathan, what do you think about the first period?
Extremely great. Both teams extremely competitive on the go. Of course, both teams coming off some really great games the past couple of days. If I was Ukraine, I would be looking to find a little bit more of that edge. You know, where can I position my players so that I can get shots in the net? Where can I position them to get rebounds? You know, trying to find every little bit out of this game that can really get Ukraine that boost up into the points, hopefully, and get them into winning second place in this game. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Ukraine can pull off. Lithuania, also a great team, as we saw in the first period, extremely aggressive with their goals, being able to challenge the goalie. Got a first goal there. The shots on goal are pretty good, but other than that, it's going to be interesting to see where both teams can position themselves today. So good luck to both teams.
Great stuff, Nathan. Look forward to hearing more from you. And the second period coming right up. 20 minutes more of this wonderful action between these two teams, Lithuania and Ukraine. This is going to be the last game for these two teams, as we will have to wait another year until we can see these teams play in the same division again. Here is a great give and go by Ukraine early on in the second period. Obviously, the coaches talked about the first period, looked at some issues and discussed it with their players and made adjustments. And we'll see what these head coaches, Yevgeny Alipov for Ukraine and Moras Balchukonis for Lithuania, can do to their team. And certainly, head coach for Lithuania is going to receive a lot of praise when they return home. Probably on the internet now, even because of the great showing in this division this year. Again, Lithuanian team recently promoted from Division 3A. Everyone expected this team, the lowest ranking team in the division, to struggle, but hey, they're finding themselves in the podium. In this game here, the second game of the day, and also the second last game of the tournament. This game is going to decide who gets silver, who gets bronze. The winner of this game, be it outright or in overtime, or even in shootout, is going to receive the silver medal. And the losing side of this game will have to settle for bronze. And it is the team in yellow, Lithuania, with the goal advantage right now. They are leading by 1 goal. But Ukraine, you know, they are going to score with their high-power offensive lines. It would be really surprising if they come out of this game unable to score a single goal. Here is a player brought down. Lithuania with the puck, firing it in. It is going to be offside. And now player is realizing that, clearing the offside back into the neutral zone. That gave room for Ukraine to work with the puck with a sideways pass. Ukraine's going to beat icing. Going from behind it, Alipova with a shot. A scram in front of the goalie. No goals.
And as we see here in that mess of players, here comes the puck up to the middle. Goalie sees it, tries to save it, comes off the left pad. Now, you know, players trying to get into the goalie's glove. She catches it right at the right moment, and this is where the ref calls the whistle. No goal, but very close game for today.
As a goalie yourself, this is where you hope the whistle is going to come, right?
Yeah.
Number 2 from Lithuania, Jarosevičiūtė, sends it looking for Clara Mueller. I do apologize for not pronouncing some of the names correctly. It was just corrected. Mueller, it should be Mueller. But Mueller or I know she is the best player on the Lithuanian team. Such a wonderful player to watch. She has size, she has quick feet, soft hands with a good shot. Very, very high hockey IQ there. And Shirley, with number 10, Clara Mueller, she's still relatively young for a team, but with enough experience to be part of the leadership group for the Lithuanian squad. And I'm sure under the leader of Clara Mueller, they would have a great future over at least the next few years going down the road. There's Manchak sending sideways to Bedmedenko. Great passing, and of course Manchak, we know she's the director of hockey and on a renowned hockey academy in Canada. A lot of connections between Manchak and Manchak got nailed into the boards, and immediately we have the arms raised by the referee Karen Williner. It's going to be a boarding call.
So the players here up in the far right side. Ukraine gets the puck. She just full on boards her into the board, and she falls over, and that was that.
That was no even in the men's division, especially you don't play body checking here. A dangerous hit, and we're just lucky that Clara Mueller, she's not injured or doesn't appear. About my apologies, Manchak, she's just all right, and she's still playing, so she's definitely okay. Manning the power play line, back to Manchak with it one time, and he scores! What a goal! Manchak with the score.
And just a great goal there from Ukraine. Gets it up to the left, down to the person in the middle, slap shot into the back of the net. Great job for the people screening in front of the goal. Great job for the people around the net. This was an excellent goal, excellent execution, and what a job for Ukraine to bring this game up to a tie. It's going to be interesting where we can see both teams position where their players are. As we see in this game, Ukraine extremely dominant up into the Lithuanian zone, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of goals we can get from them now, and what then.
We have an invalid face-off right now. Ukraine is missing a player, and they will get a warning from referee Karen Williner. Williner also explaining to the Lithuanian bench about the warning. But what a goal by Manchak, the superstar. It's a difficult one-timer to take. She had to lean on to her left side and had to place it perfectly on the far side, lower corner of the net. Great vision, great instinct, great skills. What a player we have, and easily one of my favorite players here in the division. I wish there is something like an all-star team or the number one team here for the tournament. There's so many players that I like in this division, in this tournament. There is Ukraine trying to break out from their own zone, slightly impeded by number 3, Chute on the Lithuanian side. Here is number 15, Nestorenko for Ukraine. Ukraine coming out in the second period with a lot more pop than the first period. And here we see number 5, Kipria, moving it back and missing the connection on the pass back to the blue line to Rozov. Around 15 and a half minutes to go in the second. Rozov spins around to Szymanska. Szymanska to Nestorenko. Going for the forecheck is number 8 from Lithuania, Justin Chute. Lithuania gains possession in the attacking zone. Now we have Szymanska still unable to get it out of their own zone. Some great forechecking from Lithuania. Bukarova to meet Clara Mura. Rolls up. Nice move there. Finds some space to work with. Moves it up. 3-on-2 with a shot of her own. This one blocked, and we are going to have a penalty. It's a slashing call.
So that was a little bit interesting to see there. We've got Ukraine got power of the puck. Now Lithuania comes up, gets a little bit of a hard bonk there to one of the Ukrainian players. She comes down, but she comes up again. It's going to be interesting. Ukraine quite dominant in the game. Seeing them in the second period, it seems like they're a little bit more aggressive today. So quite interesting to see how they're playing. And the goalie, of course, Lithuania's side, a little bit less confidence, but she's doing pretty great so far. I've seen a few head nods. So let's see how she saves this one.
Shots on goals, 15-7 in favor of Ukraine. You can see from just the stats, this period has been all Ukraine. They've really come out dominant fashion in this period, and they do not resemble the team we saw in the first period at all. And this has been the Ukrainian team we know all along this tournament. Dominant, speedy, powerful, and very, very hard-working team in the second period. I don't know what the coach Yevgeny Alipov did in the dressing room. I wouldn't want to know. It was probably not very nice to be in that dressing room. But hey, it's working, and they're seeing the results right now as they're able to climb back into the game, tying the game out at one apiece, and now they're enjoying a player advantage. Spins around, shoot, rebound, and it's their second goal. A power play goal by Ukraine.
And just to see there again, great teamwork from the Ukrainian team on this side. You know, down to the right side, player looking for the puck. It hits off the skate of the player in front of the net, player that scores. What an amazing game. As Scott was saying, we don't know what went down on that locker room, but let's hope it was great because the Ukrainian team is on fire and is scoring goals. And I love to see this action. I love to see this energy. So let's see what they can pull off next.
And they're back, and they're in the lead now, taking the first lead of the game for Ukraine. 2-1 the score. They have not just come back and tied the game up. They've taken the lead now. And we're not even halfway through the game. Kuchute coming in, it's a 3-on-3 opportunity. Rastanite keeps it in the zone with an onside play. Back to Rastanite. Not enough room as the player scrams up along the boards. Ukraine moves it back into the neutral zone. Now Lithuania fires it back in. Kuchute directing her teammate Kiraite to pick up the puck, and it's going to be an icing call against Ukraine.
Quite an interesting game so far. Now, as we look at both goalies extremely strong. We've seen a few head nods from the Lithuania goalie. Not super happy with some of the saves that she's been making, but both goalies extremely strong here in the second period. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of saves, what kind of things they can do in order to, you know, save this game from total disaster to extreme win.
Ukraine sends it back down. Jarosevich Chuke picks it up, unable to get it out. Muir to Petrovskaite. Lopatina. Onside play. Lithuania to Petrovskaite to Clara Mueller with a shot. This one hit a leg. But Mueller retrieves the puck, sends it back down to number 7, Petrovskaite. Ukraine with a 2-on-2, 2-on-3 now. Leaves it behind with a long shot. This one blocked. Clara favoring her right leg. It's been hit by the puck. Now play is trapped in the corner. 4 players poking at the puck, trying to get it loose. Referee right there looking at the action, yelling for the players to get it loose. Referee Sakarin Williner still seeing the puck loose, motioning and talking to the players. Now Clara Mueller is down. The 5th player is coming in. Still a battle along the corner, and now Ukraine comes up with the puck with a long shot, deflected in front of the net. Number 10, Skorotka, trying to come in and make the shot, but goalie kept the glove on the puck for a face-off.
Super competitive here from Ukraine. Of course, in that little mess there, of course, we had a few tumbles, few stumbles, but Ukraine ended up getting possession down to the far top of the blue line, passed it down the middle, but great job from the goalie. She saved it, and that was the ultimate goal. If I was going in this game, I'd be trying to keep my cool, trying to make sure I can save goals, and just not try to show off as much as possible. So great job from both teams so far.
Kachute with the puck, sends it down in. Puck ended up in midair. Ukraine. Kirichenko. Off to the side to number 17. Telehina, one of the top scorers of the Ukrainian squad, back to Telehina. Smart play there, uses the body to protect the puck. Now Ukraine still with possession, spins it to the other side for Timirenko on the right. Timirenko back to the point to Kirichenko with a shot, quick shot there from Timirenko. Behind the net, took a hit from behind. Timirenko gets it to Telehina with Kirichenko with a long shot. This one gloved down by Lithuania, and now they have possession. On the left side is Rastanite, sends it down. The rest of the team goes for a change. They need to be careful here to not get into too many player trouble. As we see Lithuania still relying on the narrow gate, the single narrow gate to both enter and exit the bench. Often creates a jam of players right in front of their own bench, especially if play goes right in front of their bench. You can see their players all bunching up onto the gate towards the center line. And now Grenute with the puck. Goes past the blue lines, move past one. Trying to get past number 6, Rokhanova. Now Ismailova trying to get it out. Yarosepchute with a shot, rebound by Ukraine, back to Yarosepchute. Ukraine trying to get it out of their own zone. 9:30 to go in the second. 2-1 the score. Ukraine 2, Lithuania 1. Ukraine was down 1-0. And they scored 2 unanswered goals in the second period. Roaring back. And now here Ukraine goes again on the left side. It's Mailova being shoved into the boards. No calls there. Kutor on the right side, unable to keep it in the zone, and Lithuania gets it, sends it down. Maifeld to Kutor. Battle in the neutral zone. Raskauskaite sends it down. Here's Alipova. Sideways pass. Down to the corner, no icing called. Stirnaite to Vaidinauskaite to Clara Mura. Vaidinauskaite with the puck to Stirnaite. Ukraine here go again, 2-on-2. Number 7, Alipova, looking like it's at the end of her shift. Tired legs for sure. Her line mate went for a change, leaving Alipova on the ice, and now here comes Stirnaite on the other side. Stirnaite tries to go past the defender. Stirnaite with the puck. Backhand shot. Stretched safe by the goalie. Stirnaite goes for a change. Rastanite sends it back for Raskauskaite. And it's going to be an icing call.
Just look at it again. Here comes Lithuania with possession of the puck, gets it there. The goalie, great save there, gets down on the back, but manages to save it, keep herself up, and keep the game going. So great job from the goalie in Ukraine.
Ukraine still with a 1-goal lead, leading 2-1. Here is the shot from Zumerenko. The shot drawing screams from their fans. Here is right in front of the goalie. Tries a point-blank shot, backhand. That was blocked by Lithuania. Lots of chaos right in front of the Lithuanian net. A whole bunch of players, 3 yellow shirts, everyone crowding, surrounding the goalie, creating a natural wall in front of her. Obviously, the goalie, number 25, Bilte Belichinkaite, a very popular member of the Lithuanian squad. Here's Kirichenko with a shot, saved by the goalie through traffic.
You know, great save there from the goalie. Of course, really tired. We can see those tired legs coming in, but amazing. She's been great with the glove saves all game, looking for that puck, left, right, gets it down the center, and a good job from the Lithuanian goalie.
A little more than 6.5 minutes to go in the second period. 2-1 to score. Ukraine exerting their dominance and pressure on the Lithuanian side. Lithuania doing a great job defending their side. Still managing to fend off most, but 2 of Ukrainians' shots. Here's Ukraine again with speed across the blue line with a long shot. Saved by the goalie.
And again, another excellent save from the Lithuanian goalie, really getting into that puck, really saving it. She's been hitting a lot of them. She's been doing pretty great. So I want to see what she can pull up next. We'll see it soon.
Here is the Ukrainians trying to enter the zone again with chants from their fans. Zumerenko onto the side to Manchak. Manchak having a very awesome game today. She was shut down yesterday when they faced Hong Kong, China. Today, I'm so glad we're seeing the Valeria Manchak back on ice, asserting her dominant self again, showing some of her students how it's done. And under her leadership, their team is now up by a goal. Here's Kirichenko with a shot. Ooh. Goalie held on to it just long enough for the whistle.
And another great save from number 25, really getting in deep, really saving that goal, really holding it on. Didn't see it at first. That sometimes happens with us goalies, but you know, we just got to keep carrying on, keep going on, keep saving those pucks, and doing the best job we can.
Kirichenko with a slap pass finds Daria Zumerenko. Kirichenko keeps it in the zone. Great puck possession. Manchak with a shot. This one deflected halfway through the shot. Centering pass again. Thought about a wraparound and poked loose by Sternaite of Lithuania. Sternaite, almost a breakaway chance, a little slash there. No arms up by the referee. Here's another shot. Lots of pressure from Ukraine, and now Vaidinauskaite able to send it into the attacking zone. But the attack is short-lived as Ukraine was able to get it back fairly shortly. Now puck frozen along the boards. The referee, we can hear her screaming for the players to move the puck. Under 4 minutes to go. We have both benches changing. And we have Lithuanian penalty kill coming in right next.
And just to add on to there, just let me see here, Lithuania trying everything to get a little bit of ounce out of the time, just to try to get a little bit more margin on Ukraine. Of course, both teams extremely competitive. Ukraine extremely competitive here going into the second period. So Lithuania seems like they're trying to get a little bit more out of this game. So let's see what they can find.
Three and a half minutes to go. Ukraine with a long shot, this one deflected. Still Ukraine. Skorotkov to Rozak onto the left side with a long shot. Blocker saved by the goalie and held on to it for the face-off. 3:01 to go. Ukraine with a 1-goal lead in this power play. A minute 15 to go. Right now for the Lithuanians, they will need to fend off the Ukrainians for another 3 minutes. That's when they could go back into the dressing room to look at what can be done in the third period. Because whatever Ukraine has planned for this period, it's definitely working for them. Now it's up to the Lithuanians to see if they can find a way to react to Ukraine. Ukraine on the left side with speed coming in, turns and spins around. It's Simarenko to Kirichenko with a one-timer. With another shot, Manchak, this one blocked. Kirichenko, 30 seconds to go to power play. Kirichenko skates backwards. Long shot, blocker save, great save by the goalie in Belichenkaite. Kirichenko with another shot, no, that's a slap pass onto the side. Sliding block by Clara Mueller. They send it down the ice. 5 seconds to go in the power play, and that should do it for the power play. Great penalty killing, and a little trivial tidbit. Lithuania is the top team in terms of penalty killing in this tournament. The first overall. They play very good defense along with a very good goalie in Belichenkaite. 1:47 to go in a period. Right after the face-off, teams are going to be back to even strength. Five-on-five play now, on minute 39. Ukraine sends it to the right side. Back to Kirichenko. Kirichenko skating out of their own zone. Did not make the pass. Vedmetenko whiffed on the pass herself. And here is Vaidinauskaite dumping it in. A minute to go in the second period as the Lithuanians look forward to the break. Here at the tournament, the breaks are 18 minutes instead of the normal 15 due to some of the dressing rooms being a little far away from the ice rink. We give them extra time here. Chuchute with a shot. This one blocked by Lopatina. Rory Manchak skipping in, lost from Kuster United. 19 seconds to go in the period. Final 10 seconds. And the puck was banked off the boards, and I think it hits the side netting. Not enough for the referees to signal for a delay of game. But enough to call the play down for a face-off in the Lithuanian zone. Probably time for a shot or two from Ukraine. If they win the face-off, that is. And that would do it for the second period. 2-1 to score. We'll take a short break, and when we're back, we'll bring you the third period between Ukraine and Lithuania. Welcome everyone back to Discovery Bay, Hong Kong, China. This is 2026 IIHF Ice Hockey Women's World Championship Division 2B. And we have the third and final regulation period underway now. 2-1 to score. Ukraine, the team in blue, is leading the game by just a goal. One more period to play, 20 minutes and should they go into overtime, we will have overtime, and we haven't had an overtime game in this tournament just yet. Looking at how resilient this Lithuanian team is, we might just see one of those sudden death overtime periods. Here is Ukraine going at it in the Lithuanian zone. Lithuania was in a defense in the second period, and after 2 periods of play, 25-9. Figure that out. 25-9. That's the shot count in favor of Ukraine. And remember, after the first period, it was almost even. Remember, it was 8-7. It was an even first period, but it was the second period where Ukraine dominated with most, if not all, of the shots. And during the intermission, did the coach for Lithuania come up with a way to solve this Ukrainian team? Will Ukraine run out of gas in the final period? Only 18 and a half more minutes to go. And remember this game, the implications, the winner of this game will become silver medal winners. And the losing team of this game will become the bronze medal winners. Here is Ukraine in front of the net. Taken away by Lithuania. Not enough speed there to support the attack. Lithuania turns back and fires it down on the right side. It's going to be the Lithuanians coming back out. WWIIB going in for a change. On the left is Nestorenko. Again, Lithuania sends it down deep, but not quick enough to get there before the Ukrainians to take a hold of the puck. Now they do. Here's Jasinovic Chute. Normally an offensive threat for Lithuania. She calls for the puck now, brings it over the blue line with a shot. This one weak, blocked by Ukraine. Or as their fans have been chanting all day long, Ukraina. And which that is what they're chanting again. That's the Ukrainian way to say the word Ukraine, if you understand what I mean. It's Ukraina. Massive fans on the side. Here is Lopatina sending it in for centering pass, and we have a whistle. .5 minutes to go. Ukraine still dominant. But after the intermission, they're entering this period without some of that energy as we saw from the second period. Maybe that's the chance for Lithuania to strike back. Lithuania coming in, Petrauskaitė behind the net chasing after Kirichenko. Kirichenko having a great second period as she and Valeria Manchak working very well together to solidify the blue line with a lot of long shots. Kondratyeva gave it away to Telihina, and that's an offside call. Shot count's not coming down. It's still 28-9 in favor of Ukraine. It's an overwhelming amount of shots fired at Lithuanian goalie Vilte Belikšinkaitė. Here is Lithuania again, now stolen by Liskovic. Rather Skripkauskaitė, number 21, and we have a penalty coming up.
Now, just a interesting little thing here, little slashing penalty there from one of the Lithuanian players who slashes off there a little bit on the Ukrainian player. Lithuania quite aggressive, of course. If I was Ukraine, I'd be looking at how can I lock down this game with this 2-1 lead, and if I was Lithuania, again, how can I position my players so that I can get the rebounds or the shots I need so that I can score and get the tie that I need.
Lithuanian power play with a long shot by number 3 Tuchute in front of the net. A scramble, but goalie held her fort. Young goalie.
And again there, the save there from the goalie. Excellent. Off the blocker twice again off the pad. An excellent cover off there for the Ukrainian goalie. Excellent job that she's doing, you know, not as big as the other goalies, but that's an advantage, of course. Having a disadvantage can also be an advantage at some points. And so she's playing extremely well this game.
Tuchute to Mueller. Back to Tuchute. Backhands it down deep to Petrauskaitė. Ukraine sends it down the neutral zone. Not quite enough to send it back down really behind the net, but the additional pressure really helped spend some of that penalty time off the board. Here is Mueller coming in. Sharp angle shot. Blocker saved by the goalie. Picked up by number 8, Justinovic Chute. Justinovic Chute with a little saucer pass to the right to Stirnaitė. Stirnaitė Sturley looking at the net now, and the shot deflected way high. Picked up by Justinovic Chute. Justinovic Chute to Mueller. Mueller with the shot. This one blocked by number 3, Maria Koza. And now Koza pokes it loose into the neutral zone, and Lithuania gets it back in their own zone as Ukraine goes in for a change. 35 seconds to go in the power play, number 6. From Ukraine, Antonina Rokhanova in the box. And now Lithuania comes in for another power play offensive attack. This night is Skaitė coming in, turned around by Ukraine. 15 more seconds to go in the power play, and Ukraine in the back, getting up the puck out. Garnia rolls up, being pinned onto the boards by 3 yellow shirts, and that's it for the power play. Both teams back to 5-on-5. Lithuania with one last shot in the power play, and here is Kiraitai. Swings it back behind the net, and here is Lithuania coming out. Number 21, Rastanite. Kipria bangs it off the boards to Nestorenko, number 15. Couple of Ukraine players cycling around. Nestorenko coming in, no room to shoot. Turns back and gives it to Kipria. Kipria sends it in for a change. The centering pass for Nestorenko. Nesterenko goes in for the puck while her teammates go for a change, and Lithuania with the puck on the right side, dumps it in on the left. Picking the puck is Ukraine, number 9, Rozhok. Rozhok turns around using the net as a protection. Now going for the breakout from their own zone as the Ukrainian fans cheer on for the team while the Lithuanian fans remain silent. This is exactly the moment Lithuania needs some help from their fans. It's Justin Shute. Here comes the Lithuanian fans clapping and cheering, but they were outnumbered and out-shouted by the Ukrainian side. Manchak calls for the puck, and here comes Manchak. Let's see how she weaves magic around the slot area. Manchak goes in, stands in front of the goalie while she waits for her teammate Simirenko to do the work. Now puck intercepted by Lithuania into the neutral zone. Under 12 minutes to go. Number 24 for Lithuania, WWIIB, sends it back out into the neutral zone. Fighting now Skaite, backhands it. Just as I began to feel comfortable with these Lithuanian names, it's the last game they play. Very long names, and I do thank the Lithuanian fans for helping me with the pronunciation of some of these names. And honestly, it's not easy for me. And here is Muda coming in on the left side, trying all her best. And you see Lithuanians becoming, oh, that's a whistle. Mueller not happy about the whistle. We'll see if we can catch the offside call.
Let's see what happens here. So it looks like the player on the far left, the left winger, was in before the puck, and it got passed to her when she came in. So I think what happened there was the left winger got the puck right as she was in the zone, and that's what we call the offside.
It's a heartbreaking call for Lithuania. Clara Mueller would have had a great shot at the net on the verge of a breakaway. 10.5 minutes to go in the final regulation period of this. Really what it is a silver medal matchup between these two teams. The winning team will receive the silver medal at tonight's presentation. The losing team will get the bronze. For Ukraine, I don't think for them it's acceptable to get a bronze medal out of this. Here's a very sloppy change, and they are going to get caught by it. And that's what happens when you rely on these little gates here. And right now, let's take a look at that offside call again from another angle. We should have it.
Yeah, so as I was saying here, left winger was in the zone right before the puck went in, and that's what basically called the offside. She went to pass it, but the left winger was already in, and as you know in hockey, the puck has to go enter the zone before the player. That's what offside basically is. So unfortunate, it would have been a great goal, but let's see what they can pull off, because they're still being really strong right now, and I want to see some action.
Great time for Lithuania to strike back. They will have a player advantage. Here is a little trip up, and no calls by the referee. And here comes Lithuania breaking out of their own zone. Aggressive forecheck by Ukraine. Dumps it in. Ukraine not there on time. Mueller takes the puck, with screened with a long shot, hit her teammate in Petrovskaite. Petrovskaite grimacing in pain. Here's Mueller as again they score! 2-2 tie with 9:17 remaining in the period, and we have a tie game here. Lithuania is alive.
And again, what a goal for Lithuania to pull off that tie. They needed this so bad. We're going on from top to back to top to into the net. And it looks like from our angle, it bounced off the pad. If we see here, it comes off top. Slap shot from the top middle, and the goalie fails to get there just in time as we see the pad come back as the puck goes into the back of the net. Unfortunate for Ukraine, but it's an interesting game now we've got. We've got a tie here in the first 10 minutes of the third period. So it's going to be interesting to see what we can find, what they can find out of this game.
With a lot of sideways movement between the passes, it was enough to fool the Ukrainian goalie Anna Kravkivska. And now it is a tie game. Ukrainian fans chanting in support. Here's Manchak with a shot that was deflected, took a weird bounce, and the goalie for Lithuania, Vilte Velichenkaite, was able to glove it down in midair. 8:54 to go, and it's a tie game. Will we have overtime? It's a little too early. Here is Kirichenko with a long shot blocked by the goalie's left pad. And Lithuania with a 2-on-3, now 3-on-3. A little trouble connecting with the puck. The puck made it past, but not the player. And now Ukraine tries to get it out. Good call by the linesperson. Play was onside. Player battling for the puck, and we see both teams now amping up their efforts as they know this is going down the stretch. Very good effort by both teams. Both teams are now playing with much more of a greater urgency. But we'll see if they have pressed onto the gas pedal the right time. You don't want to press it on or turn it up too early, because everyone's tanks are almost empty by now. They should be. So a lot of these players are running on pure mental toughness. Your body telling you to stop, your muscles aching, telling your brain that you need to take a rest for us to recuperate. The brain is trying to control these muscles and say, well, we've got to push on. We have another 8 minutes to go. But there will be a threshold to hit as these players battle for the final 8 minutes of the game, with a potential to go into overtime. And that would push the players' endurance even harder.
And another excellent save from the Lithuanian goalie, number 25, making sure you get those pad saves, making sure you get the blocker. She's doing extremely good defending this tie, and I want to see which goalie is going to break first. Of course, Ukrainian extremely dominant here in the third period in Lithuania's zone. So it's going to be interesting really to see who comes out on the tie, or are we going to come out with an overtime at the end of this period?
Here is Renute, number 6, sends it out, linesperson signal that it was touched before it crossed the blue line, so there's not going to be icing. Ukraine with the puck. Here is Nestorenko. Nestorenko sends it to the left side, watched by Mueller with a long shot by Nestorenko, gloved down by the goalie.
What an excellent little swish, little save there, as we see from the goalie at 25 from Lithuania. Comes down top, and a great little save there to save the game here a little bit and see what kind of possession Ukraine can hear.
Lithuania trying to get the puck out of their own zone. 6.5 minutes to go and change. Here is the race for the puck. The first to the puck is Ukraine. Going into the corner. Very nice spin away from danger. But the Lithuanian forechecking is relentless and very aggressive. Kiraite on the right side brings it back. Nice move to the left side with a lot of room. shot deflection, bounce off 2 legs and gets back out into the neutral zone. Here is number 17, Telehina. Telehina, nobody passed to, so dumps it down deep into the corner. 6 minutes to go in this 2-2 tie between Ukraine and Lithuania. A silver medal game here. Here is Manchak sending it out. Missed pass to Stirnaite. Stirnaite moves in. Stirnaite missed the net. Rebounded by Lithuania in the corner. Sends it back out into the neutral zone. Here is Yarosevichute. Backhands it down into the neutral in the Ukraine zone. Ukraine sends it out. Intercepted by Lithuania. Lithuania really strong play over the last 2 minutes. And now forces Ukraine to be on the defense. But all Ukraine is waiting is for their superstar player, Valeria Manchak, to get on. And now they have a shot up of their own. Lithuania clears it. It was a near goal. Couture goes back. It's not enough for the icing. And now Ukraine goes in for a change. Coming out from the bench is Nestorenko. Chance of Ukraina from the Ukraine side, and it's a whistle. Referee signaling Lithuanians not allowed the change because it's an icing call. And now Ukraine sends their second unit out in Nestorenko, Skorotkot, and on the right, Kipria. In the back, number 8, Kazier, and number 9, Rozok. Nestorenko, one of the most important players on this second line, her and number 10, Skorotkot. Player down, and referee is going to stop play. We'll have the Lithuanian medical staff on the ice to take a look at the injured player. And player safety is always number 1. And now we have Klara Mueller, the captain of Lithuania, talking to the referee about the injury or for a possible explanation of an on-call. He's playing by the rule. And kids, if you're watching the game, watch where Klara Mueller is standing. She does not get into the referee's crease. She waits patiently for the referee to talk to her. Sometimes when we play local league games, players are so eager and they just go talking directly to the referee. Just give the time for referees to work, to communicate with the officiating staff, and when it's the right time, they come talk to you. The referee is signaling 5-on-5. Kirichenko winning the face-off, steers it down deep, picked off by Lithuania. 4:15 to go in this exciting game, and right now the game is tied at 2 apiece. It's from behind the net. Ukraine comes in quick, trying to make a quick shot, and that's number 12, Manchak. You can see Manchak has ramped it up a notch here. We'll see if when she gets the puck, what magic can we see from this star player. But first, here is Sirnaite, unable to make the shot. Here's Sirnaite to Sirnaite in front of the net, point blank range. Goalie made the save. And here's Manchak playing the body. Telehina up front. Telehina protecting the puck, looking for Manchak, steers it for Telehina. With a shot, goalie steered it aside. Manchak in the corner. 3:15 to go. Manchak with the shot, and we have a goalie save with a glove side.
And again, as I say, and I say before, another great save from number 25, the Lithuanian goalie, up through the middle, off the pad, into the glove. What an excellent little way to stop that game. It's going to be interesting. Which goalie cracks first? That's the one question everyone is going to be asking. Is it going to be Ukraine? Is it going to be Lithuania? Because this 2-2 tie is getting close. We're getting close to the end of the game, and I'm kind of hoping for an overtime here. I don't know about you, Scott, but I want to see something happen.
I don't know, but that's a great shot spinning around by Kipria, their second unit. It's just too exciting for me to think right now. I don't even know what to think. But we know we have an exciting game going on, and there's a whistle. The second attacking unit for Ukraine in Nestorenko, Kipria, working a great job, and immediately Manchak comes back out. You're sure these two lines are on a double shift, and what seems to be the Ukrainian strategy of getting enough time for Manchak to rest up and just get her out whenever she's ready. And the Ukraine attack and offense is going to be centered around Manchak, but do not forget the Ukrainian depth they have on the team. Even if you look at their second line of Nestorenko and Kipria, some very good players on that line. Now we have Manchak stationed right behind their center in Telehina. Kirichenko looking for Manchak, and a careless pass hit a shin guard. Now finds Manchak on their left side, dumping it in. On the right, chasing is Tsimarenko. Telehina picks up the puck, very beautiful play. Kirichenko, nice play, deflection in front of the net. Wow, what a pass from Kirichenko.
And I don't know what this goal has got going, but she's got a lot of great saves in that glove.
Look at the pause there as she quickly fooled the defender and finds more room for herself. Here's Ukraine with the pass. Goalie made the save. Another shot. This one also blocked by Lithuania. Now they get it out with 2 minutes remaining in regulation time. Here is Lithuania in their own zone. Minute 50 to go. 5-on-5 play still. Lopatina slaps it off the legs of Clara Mueller, and Lithuania has the puck. Lithuania forces it up into the attacking zone. Puck battle along the boards. Lithuania trying very hard to force the puck into the attacking zone, and now Ukraine sends it back out. Minute 18 to go. Number 7, Petrauskaite to Clara Mueller. Mueller gets it in onto the side, into the corner, being sandwiched by 2 blue shirts. And here comes some help from her teammate in Petrauskaite. But here is Ukraine on the breakout. Ukraine, Rozak to Nestorenko to Terehina. Telehina behind her, Tsimarenko, and you're going to be sure Manchak is coming out. Here is Manchak, couldn't get a hold of the puck. 44 seconds remaining in the game, and we just might, possibly, maybe heading into overtime. Just 37 seconds to go. Manchak with the puck. She doesn't want to go into overtime. She wants to win. Here is Betmendenko stopping the puck. Sends it back in, 25 seconds to go. Manchak with the puck on the left side. Manchak to Betmendenko, back to Manchak. To Telehina with a shot. Shot was saved and blocked. Here is Tsimarenko, 13 seconds to go. Mad pressures by Ukraine. Here is number 14 again, Tsimarenko to Betmendenko with a shot. Gloved down by the goalie with 2 seconds remaining in regulation, and 2 more seconds for Ukraine to try and send up one more shot to win the game in regulation. Nail-biting time for everyone. One shot, and we are going into overtime.
What did I say? What did I say, Scott? Of course, I did say I wanted overtime. But both teams overall, past 3 periods, extremely competitive. Lots of domination for Ukraine in the last 2 periods, of course. Lithuania extremely aggressive in the first. It's going to be interesting. As I said, the question is going to be asked, which goalie is going to break first? Of course, if I was playing in this game, I would definitely try to be not making too many hard saves, too many saves that would open me up to potential rebounds, potential shots on net. So really trying to be careful of where we're positioning ourselves, where we can get out, where we can really save that puck. So it's going to be interesting to see which goalie really breaks first, which team really scores a goal, which team really wins. And whichever team wins, that will be the great thing, I guess, right?
The story of the game certainly is about the goalkeepers, and for Lithuania, their star goalkeeper, 25-year-old Belisaikaitė, she faced 41 shots and she made 39 saves, and you will know, Nathan, at that number, it's a very high workload.
Extremely.
Goalie. Some goalies like it that way. I do. And on the other side, for Ukraine, their goalie, young Anna Karkivska, only 11 saves made, 13 shots saved. Low workload for that to happen for a goalie. The goalie needs to be very, very tuned in, because you don't know when a shot is coming in. You spend a lot of time standing around wondering about what's happened next, what's going to happen next, and not a lot of shots. And you might get cold for a long time, long periods of inactivity. And Nathan, if has it ever happened to you? How do you deal with situations like that when you don't have enough shots? When sometimes you don't get enough shots, like in Ukraine's situation, Karkivska only 11 saves, 13 shots. So you're spending a lot of time standing around and wandering off with your mind. Not a lot of shots, you're not active. And sometimes when shots all of a sudden comes in, you're all panicky, and this has happened to you, and how do you deal with it?
It's definitely happened to me a few times where, you stand there hoping to get a shot because your team is obviously up, they're more dominant. So standing there a lot of the time, you're sometimes just daydreaming, and then when a shot comes in, it comes in on you fast and you don't expect it. And I think a lot of the time, some goalies can catch you by surprise, and some, even though they're daydreaming, they're exactly on it, they're able to save a goal, and they're able to really keep it, in check. So I think for some people, of course, some can get distracted, and some could be an advantage. But for some, it could also be a disadvantage. So it's going to be interesting to see how this overtime plays out. Of course, I did kind of want this. I did kind of jinx it. But it's going to be really interesting to see both teams play this last couple minutes of overtime.
Goalies both in both extremes, and we don't know about these goalies pulling up, so we'll have to see. But right now, one thing is for sure, the pressure is going to be on the goalies. As a goalie myself, I do not like overtimes. Just all that pressure. I spent the entire game minding the net for you guys, and you guys couldn't get it done, and now it's on to me. But hey, for some goalies, it's the time to shine. And right now, it's the fourth period. 4:42 to go. A long shot. 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. Not a lot of shots right now. Now the other side going. Ukraine with the pass. Manchak backhands it. Great shot. Bait save by the goalie. With more room on the ice, it's going to work towards Ukraine's favor. They're speedier. They're more technical with more skills. And with more room like that, it just gives a lot more creativity and room for Valeria Manchak to maneuver around. Now Lithuania comes back on this 3-on-3. 3 more minutes to go. Tuchute moves in. Poked away the last second by Rozak. Ukraine chips it in. 2-on-1. On the right, Rozak with a shot. Goalie had a piece of it. Here comes Lithuania on the other side. Lithuania number 21 going in. Skripkauskaitė into the corner, trapping the puck, waiting for support from her teammates. Clara Mueller coming in, tries to get it back to her number 5, Raskauskaitė, and here is Nesterenko. Nesterenko into the slot area with a shot. That shot was blocked. Raskauskaitė. 2:19 to go in the overtime period. Clara Mueller going in, into the slot, works the shot away and glove saved by the goalie.
And again, an excellent overtime save for Ukrainian goalie. Really going up, coming up, shuffling up to the right, going really wide. As I said earlier, of course, being a lot of a smaller goalie is an advantage because this goalie is able to really look around, find where the puck is, really track it, and really save it. So it's a big advantage of being small, is being able to really find that puck and being able to save it. So great job to the Ukrainian goalie, okay, of course.
It's an offside call against number 8, Jacinta Chupe. 1:57 to go in overtime. 2-2 to score. The favorites, Ukraine, came into the game as the favorites to win a silver medal, and yet they find themselves the battle against this team from Northern Europe. Lithuania outdoing themselves, exceeded everyone's expectations. Here's a shot. Kirichenko, very, very good gameplay today. Other than their goalie, Kirichenko, it's my choice of best player for Ukraine. But still, we have a game to play. See, she is also very good defensively, and she can hit it. She can hit as well. Here is Stirnaitė to Chute, shoots wide, puck in the corner. In front of the goal is Jacinta Chute. Lithuania pushing the puck in the Ukraine zone with a wraparound. Goalie with a toe save, just barely covering the puck.
And again, an amazing wide shot save for the Ukrainian goalie. Looks like one of the Lithuanians comes around for the wraparound, bounces off the pad, and falls on top of the puck to save it with 1 minute, 3 seconds left in this period.
Here is Manchak. Skorotkot on the right side. Skorotkot running into trouble, and now here's the support from Manchak. Manchak goes into the corner, gets it back out. Ukraine with the shot. This one almost turned into a breakaway for Lithuania. Here's Clara Mueller with a shot. Blocked, fearlessly blocked by number 10 Skorotkot. 35 seconds to go in a period. To Chute. Back to Mueller. Mueller dangles through the defense. Picked off by Ukraine. Manchak gets it, backhands it off the boards. Skorotkot unable to get it out. And Mueller is going in for a change, and that should do it with 15 seconds. Or will it? 12 more seconds. We're not done yet. Don't be careless with the puck. 5 more seconds. Chips it up front. 4, 3, Telehina. Here have a chance. Oh, that's a missed opportunity by Ukraine. That was scary. I was for a moment thinking, oh no, Lithuania made a boo-boo. But now Overtime ended without a decision. Now the game would have to be decided the game will have to be decided by a shootout. And for the shootout, I don't think it is called shootout. And we will clean the center portion of the ice for the shootout. And then the players will come back out for the final segment of the game. We'll take a short break. We will be back when the ice is almost ready. And we have the shootout. Goalie made the save. Shot by number 21, Rastanite.
Yeah, and it looks like she had.
Here comes Ukraine, Zimerenko. Goalie made the save.
Excellent save from the goalie there on Lithuania. Nice little blocker save into the left corner there. Nice little save. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Oh, it's actually off the pad into the left zone. What an amazing save from Lithuania.
Zimerenko. They tried 2 shots. Only the first one counts, even if it goes in. It would not have been counted. That was a nice move. Talihina for Ukraine.
And again, what a really close goal for the Ukrainian player there. Really trying to go wide, up top left net, but goes off the left pad into the left corner. Unfortunate for the Ukrainian player, but excellent job.
Justin Vitchute for Lithuania. Also stopped.
And as we see here, puck just goes right under the goalie. Goalie, excellent save right under that pad. An excellent job for Ukraine.
Sofia Couture, Myfeld, number 33. Also saved. No score so far this shootout.
Yeah, and it just looks like, again, another little pad glove save there. Great job from the Lithuanian player.
Captain Clara Mueller. Right goal.
And there we go. And that does it. Puck straight to the back of the net. She's coming up, stick handles elegantly through the ice, down left, right, and down through the 5-hole of the Ukrainian goalie. What an amazing goal by Clara Mueller, number 10, the captain of the Lithuania team.
Now the pressure down to Valeria Manchak. Superstar versus superstar. And she missed.
What an extremely close goal. Goes to stick handle it, really tries to get in there, tries to go up top left of the net, ends up bouncing off the post and doesn't go in. That's an unfortunate goal. Great job to Ukraine. Let's see what Lithuania can pull off next.
Chichute. And she scores!
And Lithuania does it. Another goal into the back of the net. What a goal for the Lithuania team. They finally claim second place here at Discovery Bay Ice Rink here in Hong Kong, China. Excellent job to the Lithuania team. Let's review this goal again. Just off the glove side. The goalie fails to get a little bit too wide. It looks like, yeah, the goalie misses it, and she goes really wide off into the left side, switch to the back of the net. Excellent job for Lithuania. They claim second place here in Hong Kong, China at the Discovery Bay Ice Rink. An unfortunate game for Ukraine, but they played extremely well. And hats off to those guys. Hats off to both teams. They played extremely well this game. And I hope everybody has a great day. And I hope you guys enjoy this.
What a great win for Lithuania in the shootout. Well-deserved win. They came in as the underdogs and the lowest ranked team of the division. And they ended up losing only one game among this 5-game tournament. So a job well done, and they will end up with a silver medal. Now we will have personal awards being handed out. First off, we will have the Best Player Award for both teams for this game. Starting off with the losing team here in Ukraine. Certainly a devastating loss for Ukraine. Wait for the guest of honor to hand out the awards. Number 2 best player for Ukraine, Kirichenko. As I mentioned earlier, a very, very well-deserved winner for this award here. The winner for the best player, number 10, Clara Mueller. Certainly well-deserving for her heroic effort in bringing this silver medal back home. And they will not be receiving their medals yet. They will be joining us tonight after the Hong Kong, China-Belgium game. And what a win. We will still have more awards to be given out. It's going to be the best player of the team for the entire tournament. Best player for Ukraine for this entire tournament. It's going to be handed out to number 14, Anastasia Daria Zimirenko. Played really well with Valeria Manchak. The best player for Ukraine, for Lithuania for this entire tournament. Number 18, Rugire Stirnaite. Rugira Stirnaite. I was enchanting her name. We have the national anthem for Lithuania. Congratulations to Team Lithuania. Very emotional win for them for sure. An unexpected win. And after the game, the standings, Hong Kong still on top because they have cleared everyone and would be the winners of this division. Lithuania with the win puts them to 11 points, 1 point over their opponents, Ukraine, and Ukraine will have to settle for third place. New Zealand and Mexico, disappointing finish to the season, to the tournament. I'm sure they will be growing back next year with better performances. In Belgium, the unfortunate team, the story for this year, they have a hurt captain going into the final game, and they will be relegated today regardless of tonight's game against Hong Kong, China. Hong Kong, China plays Belgium tonight at 7:30 local time. And that would be all we have, the time we have today. Thanks, Nathan Go, for being here today. I'm sure you enjoyed the experience, right?
Yeah, it's excellent being here. The energy is amazing.
All right, so thank you for being here, and that would do it for today. And we will have our next game at 7:30 local time. We'll see you later.
Adios.
Thank you.